Alright, I'm trying to configure this Creality print. Right now I'm currently logged into Fluid, I guess, with Sonic Pad. I'm on the cheapest ender that I have. And I'm trying to think of what color to come up with. I'm like, okay, I have this color green. I've got some orange. I've got white. You got blue, different colors of red. And I'm like thinking, well, what color besides black would look good on the X6100? So we're just going to print one of these. This one didn't turn out. We had a shift. But it's probably still usable, but I'm not going to sit here and use it because I'll have to scrape the I'll have to scrape it a little bit, and I just don't want to do that. Not when I can just print another one. So I'm trying to think of what colors of stuff to use here. Let's keep away. So, not sure. Don't know.
We got to do something about it now. You know, Congress recently voted to, what do you call it, recommend the guy in charge of the Department of Justice, what do they call it?
We can print something glow in the dark. We got clear.
Sales to perform a request to Congress, which is subject to a
green. I think I'm going to do the green.
Like the same things they've been using.
Because I like the green.
Or hate.
Do the green.
They refuse to testify for the Truman Jail. Well, this guy is using to Garland. This guy Garland is he's been voted as what's the thing they use?
Alright. So I'll go into Creality Print. I've successfully added the printer. I don't know about the one-click printing, but let's just see if I can send it the G-code. What it will do. Not working. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, I have to go into here and do it, and I have to save it to the computer still. So, I was really wanting it to work from here. And upload to Creality Cloud. I'm not sure what that does. Okay. Okay, local area network. Confirm. Okay.
Well, my point is there anything good that you can possibly
It looks like it's not going to work.
Let's just make Hillary Clinton. Well, forget about Biden. That's that lifelong crime boss, douchebag, who's also brain dead. Remember these.
Try it again.
Let's just go back to Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
How do you feel about
It's an hour and 30 minutes. Confirm.
Hillary? Anyway, that's why
It doesn't seem to want to add it.
They're so horrible. They're such bad people. They're so evil.
You do that and it doesn't want to add it. But I was able to. Let's try this. Not logged in. Okay, cancel. So usually when I end up doing, because I haven't figured out how to successfully do this, and I don't want to sit here for the next 10 minutes trying to do this, I just go ahead and I save the thing And I'm going to remove.
And those people will just keep getting away with these people garbage. Well, the only good Congress people, most of them are Christians. The bad ones are the same Christians, and the old people are the criminals, like atheists. No, all atheists are criminals, but they don't believe in. They don't have the same specific values that Christians that supposedly espouse. We're talking about the ideal today, not all Christians are Christians. But people call themselves a Christian, but you judge a person by the way they live their lives, not by what they say they are. Yeah, well, I've never claimed to be a Christian or a Jew or anything. I've never claimed to be a single thing. I've just been observing and watching what's going on.
Where's my upload button? So I don't really understand the difference between Fluid and Moonraker and all these other ones. So this is usually how I do it on these. And I need to find my webcam that plugs into this thing. And then we can actually sit here and watch it print. So while that's doing that, I think it might know where it is, but I'm not 100% sure. It's just a Logitech webcam, and it seems to work pretty well. I'm just not really sure where it is. I am totally going to have to go through all this stuff that I got around here. Too much crap, guys.
Jesus was a more passive, brotherly, loving kind of what he had found. And he wasn't violent, he did one time and get violently.
So it should be. It's starting already. Okay, I gotta go look at it.
The prosecutor. They had that special claim to contribute to the synagogue. Had these special shekels. If you had any other kind of silver, you had to get 2 of those. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of stories about all this stuff, it's all wrapper, but when you get down to the nitty gritty of what, there's a lot of stories, lots of stories about Jesus and about religion and about Jesus. The only story I have is me. Overnight, I'm seeing what might be transforming into my eyes or whatever. I have no idea. I'm still not religious. I am not quote-unquote Christian or a Jew or a Islam or whatever. None of it. I'm nothing. I am absolutely nothing. So just mark me off as but you don't call me any atheist somebody that believes against something, and I'm not that guy either. I just, what I see is that people are so out of their minds, it's so crazy, and that the best thing I can do is believe in nothing over. Well, belief is faith-based, it's something you put your faith in because you think it's true. But you may not have any proof of it. Like, there's no physical proof of God, so to speak. I mean, human man, talking about God since the beginning of mankind. What kind of deity or some kind of force that's greater than us? Because who in the hell put all this together, or whatever it is? You just have by itself. It's hard to imagine. But, when you start thinking about, I spend a lot of time on astronomy and besides the universe, all these theories on the universe is, but I always tell them their theories are wrong. I read comments in these scientific blogs. I don't go along with the main program either. When it comes to even the the nature of people is totally crippled today by electronics devices and so we lost touch with our spiritual entity. I don't know if you have any glasses.
Wait, sure would be nice if we could find that
noise
webcam.
is gone, you know, you don't have all that.
Anyway, I'm having to let the thing print right now.
Electronic noise all over.
It didn't really start out right. I moved it 0.40 millimeter on the Z because it's too close.
Transceiver, okay, you know?
Let's see.
And whatever you're thinking, you're being sent out. Most people don't pick it up because they're not paying attention. There's too many others around it. Confuse it, you know? But most time radio is an interesting way to verify things. Because it's almost at the speed of light, you know, as fast as you can think. Allows us to be hundreds of miles apart, but be essentially in the same room. So, you said a lot of things in my brain that a lot of thought. And the only thing I can remember was when I talk about religion, I'm talking about religion. I'm talking about a man So people telling me one thing is a lot different than me having my own personal experiences when I with what I perceive as God, okay, or any of that stuff. And of course, that's where the hardcore Christians go. Oh, no, that's a cop-out. You haven't professed your love for Jesus. You haven't told us. Because they want me to tell them how much I am part of their plan. Everybody wants to keep their love. And my money is good. It happens to me, I think, prior to that, and in my entire life, I will never be able to do it. So I will always be an outsider. But Jesus said you didn't have to have a middleman to have a relationship with God. You can have your own relationship. You don't need a middleman, you know. And Jesus didn't form the Christian religion, okay? Jesus was the religion that founded around because he advocated for these things, you know? Supposedly, and there's lots of evidence. But, you know, I don't belong to any church. I've tried going to churches, and I find that they're just stifling, you know? They're not open-minded enough to me, you know? I'm like you in that regard, but that doesn't mean I can't have my own personal relationship, which I call on often. That's like, you know, it's like getting on the ham radio. I don't need a telephone company to talk to you, Paul. I can talk directly to God. I don't need anybody. Exactly. I mean, it's a story. What you just said is so true. No argument from me. No, well, that's, you know, that doesn't mean you can go, you know, there's a lot you can learn from these religions, teachings if you get down to the nitty-gritty. There's a lot of wisdom buried in all those stories. And, you know, if you never read the Bible, you shouldn't just try to, you know, just read the Old Testament and see why, you know, one whole chapter of the Old Testament is about making war, okay? You don't realize that, but it's about how to get prepared for war. I think it's Numbers? No, it's not Numbers, it's, anyway, when I started really getting, I'm not a big student of the Bible, but I've read it, okay? And I've done it more than once. But the Old Testament, the first chapter, I found really fascinating because it talks about the Anunnaki coming to the earth from outer space, for heaven, you know? And notice, you know, there's a history of man precedes the Bible. There's a lot of things going on before the Bible was even dreamed of, right? So you got to include all that into the picture, you know, so come to realize that Western religion really was just a regional thing. You know, it wasn't like up at the globe. But meanwhile, in China, they were having their own civilizations. They were going on full swing. Nobody talks about tradition.
Alright, so I'm just going to probably just let it print.
Civilization for 5,000 years. And we think we're rudely up to it. You know, they got a 2,000-year-old religion.
Oh, man.
Are so big-headed about America and about their
So I'm going to come back out here tomorrow and do all the same stuff all over again.
India's been around thousands of years as well. So that's people, you know, they're not going to come over to wokeism. But also, take it a step further. Okay, their whole idea of Hinduism and everything else. Okay, I can say you guys are all out of your mind, but there might be some truth to their spirituality and religion and about the cat, about the evolution of being. So there might actually be truth to it. And also, might be BS. But the thing is, anytime somebody says no, it's not possible, anytime somebody is sure that they know something's not right, see, that's easy. Oh, that there isn't God. Okay, fine. But do you realize, and a lot of atheists don't realize that they have a belief. Ooh, I don't believe in anything. Well, you believe in God. Oh, that's different. Well, no, it's not different. If you believe there's no God, if there's no God, I have no idea. Don't ask me, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, but I'm the first to say that if anybody were to accuse me of being something, I suppose we could all be it. Yeah, there was a time I called myself that because I just wasn't sure. I was back in my late 20s, late 30s. You know, actually, it's not my 20s. I didn't have any. Although I was looking at some student posts, I was looking at good CDs and riches to see what they were offering, and I thought most of them were just a bunch of quacks. You know, the thing is, people want a social group, and religion isn't the place to do that, in my opinion. I know maybe religion is, but your spiritual faith and your moral code is going to be much thicker than just a social group, you know? Yeah. You just hit it on the head.
Late night with Stan.
I don't belong to a group to have a spirituality. Well, it doesn't hurt to find people with similar beliefs that you congregate with, and eventually, you know, you form a social group called a church or whatever, a synagogue or a temple or whatever. Well, good luck finding people that actually really are in alignment with whatever you think you believe. Well, that's why people came to America, because it offered freedom of religion. Nowhere in the Constitution does, or anywhere in the Declaration of Independence talk about Jesus. It talks about God, though. And it says in the Bill of Rights, you have the freedom to express your belief in God any way you want. Seriously, don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. I don't know about all this stuff of Jesus as a word to describe some dude that they said did all this stuff. That's fine. Okay. I don't follow it. Just believe that this guy did not put dinner and everybody else in the I just can't believe it. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I don't believe it. Okay? However, I've been alive long enough to appreciate what I see. And I have my own powers of conviction. But apparently, unless I profess my power of conviction to certain people and make him think that I think that. They don't believe that I have the power of conviction. And that there makes me concerned about people's power of conviction. I just think that you have them, all right? And they literally want to believe that there are certain things that are factual in this world. The spiritual realm is one of those things that's nebulous and hard to pin down, but it is real. I know it's real because I've experienced it. The people can't pin it down. It's like telepathy, you know? I was thinking earlier, amateur radio is kind of a way to test your telepathic powers because you can read, you sort of can read. I can't do with people close by, but so here's how I look at it. I can tell somebody until I'm blue in the face, that I believe. I really have conviction and I really have belief. But they will not believe me unless I tell them the way that they want me to hear and tell them. So they want me to say a bunch of words and gobbledygook. It pleases their brain to think that Paul actually thinks the way they think. And that alone makes me realize I don't know if I think the way other people think. And I would continue to be open-minded. And I believe that things are magnificent and blah, 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 blah. I go on down the entire line of it. But I am not going to, I don't think I am genetically capable of believing what most people feel because the more people tell me to feel something, the more I don't. Well, so tell me, okay. You don't believe that Jesus is God or anything. I'm not saying you're being I'm just talking about myself. Well, I've heard all this shit my whole life. I mean, I've been around it my whole life just like you have, blah, 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 blah. But the one thing that turns me off of religion is religious people. It's just like the Grateful Dead. Well, the Grateful Dead was a pretty good band. They made a lot of good music, but the Dead didn't suck. So, religious, Bible-thumping people suck because they're mostly full of crap. They're mostly liars.
I'm going to sign off of here in a second. To show you what we got printing over here. Now, generally speaking, this printer is not really worth using if you're in a hurry. I've got this one direct drive. I don't know if this one has the extra piece. So, a little stringing on this stuff. This stuff here likes to be printed not nearly as hot as the other stuff. So we got this here, and this is just direct drive converted, single Z screw. I really found that the Z screw didn't make any difference. It really doesn't. But this makes a big difference as far as like not having issues with things slipping and breaking. But honestly, like this thing, unless you're going to print TPU, just the regular metal one here with this over there, it works just fine. So no point in undoing all my handiwork. But in fact, this is that other stuff I didn't like. It kind of turns out kind of flat gray. But this printer here has custom firmware on here, and then I can just flash the other thing back. But I just wanted to use the Sonic pad on it for a while. I did get it actually printing pretty fast. I'm not sure what the real limitation on these is other than the computer, so it's fun to play around with it, but it's not like what I consider to be like my serious go-to printer, it's more like if I'm bored or something, the quality that comes out of it's really not amazing. And Like, I haven't used it in a while, and of course the Z was off somehow. The only thing I could think of is I leaned on it when I fed the filament, and so I guess it was wrong. So I had to move it up a little bit. In fact, you probably can see. It's just not showing it, but I did adjust the Z by 0.4. Maybe it'll show it here. 230. I lowered it to 230. 100%. Get 18 minutes printed. There's 1 hour left. Speed, it's going to be 50 millimeter. I don't think it'll ever print faster than that. Oh, 120. But the acceleration is quite slow, so if you watch it print, it's not super fast. But if you're okay with 50 millimeters per second, and you dial in a few more things on these, I mean, like, these are workhorses. You can get them to work just fine every time. The only thing with the glass print bed is I use hairspray on mine. And then after a while, I'll take and rub it down with like rubbing alcohol. And it kind of reactivates it and evens it out. But I found that that's like the best way to print on glass is hairspray. So I'd printed a bit on some glass beds that were covered in tape. Somebody else showed me that, and it worked, but it obviously left marks and things like that. So if you just needed to print something and all you had was laying around was tape, yeah, that works. I find that this works really good. In fact, sometimes it's really, really hard to get it off the print bed. So it can be a pain. So anyway, we'll see how this one turns out. It looks like I screwed up when I did it. And I am not printing 100% infill, which is not something that I really want to do. But I guess we'll have to see what it does. It won't tell me. I'm going to have to go into the Creality print. But I want 100% infill. I don't want... It's probably 20. It's probably 15. We can see it's doing a grid, so it's not going to be good. But like I said earlier, I needed to let it finish printing so I could just be able to even peel it off in the first place. But maybe we'll just let this one roll. Yeah, so it's 10% infill. We're going to go ahead and exit out of this, and we'll cancel the print. We'll redo it. It needs to be 100. Let's see what it changes our print time to. This radio's crazy. Okay, we're going to cancel the print.
Well, I'm just trying to get a visual picture. You can see seeing a spike coming out of the ground, and you both look at each other like, what the hell? My point is, I just told you stuff that the average person would go, well, Paul's got a little line. I'm not kidding yourself. I'm not joking. Than all the stuff that all the people talk about. Right? So I might be easy out of my mind a little bit, but I don't care. It's irrelevant. But I really did experience stuff like that, and I never even knew about this stuff when I first experienced it. About that. I wasn't raised with religion.
So this is what we got before I stopped it. We'll see if we can make it print again. We'll try one more time. It's giving me this thing right there. Okay.
Religious people want you to substantiate their
It's going to be 2 hours and 45 minutes.
tell them that you believe what they believe, and they want to steal your power of conviction.
So we're going to save this. Well, we can see it says Neo, so we'll just save it like that.
No, they want you to verify a commitment.
Okay.
Make a commitment.
Now we can go back into our Sonic pad.
Yeah, so it's sort of like joining a club, you know, throwing out the allegiance. Yes, and my commitment is the middle finger out of both hands, and it's worked really well for me. But when I tell people about the things that have happened to me, they look at me
Okay.
like I'm
Should be this one.
even though they believe the stuff they believe, they think I'm lying. Well, let's do that.
We can also take this and match it up and see if the holes match up too.
Well, you don't hang around with people that are toxic to you. You know, one thing they say in the Bible is that you should.
It's kind of an adventure doing all the 3D printing, you know, and like doing anything other than printing other people's stuff, you know.
Yeah, well, I believe in moral stuff.
So now I got to go over here and see what it's doing and see if it's going to print correctly. Well, these crickets outside, they're really loud. Okay. That. Really need to find that damn camera. I just don't know where the hell it is. Okay. Let's see where we're at. And I might try and speed this thing up. It says it's printing right now, but it's not. Okay. So we can adjust everything here. Z is up 40. And there we go. It's really particular. It's doing some stupid crap where it wants to drop the temperature of the bed, then bring the temperature back up, and it's all this craziness. So actually, now I should be able to adjust it, and I want the temperature to be 235 to start with, to kind of reduce the stringing. Let's see if it prints without screwing up. It's looking good. It's a little harder to see when you're printing this kind of stuff because it's kind of transparent. Now, I don't know if it's printing a skirt or not. I don't think it is. So we should just be straight up print the outline and infill. So should be just like right straight to the first layer. Interesting how it's printing those holes because they're round. So however they use that tube, that's a hollow tube in Tinkercad, obviously must have a certain diameter of thickness as well. It's sort of strange, I don't know. But I think it helps with the strength of it too. So let's back out of here and see what our print speed is. So we're at 20 millimeters a second. I think it would be wise to just leave this thing at 50 and have a successful print in 2 hours and 43 minutes. Otherwise, you know, I mean, To make it print faster, it's probably going to screw up. Even with Clipper. It's printing some weird stuff sometimes. I don't know. It does look like there's a ring around the outside. Like a skirt. So some of the settings in here that make these print so slow is probably like how slow it prints the first layer and that kind of stuff. But they typically screw up as you start to try and increase the speed anyway, so it's probably a good idea to just leave it like it is. I want a nice clean print. I don't care how long it takes. Because if I make too many mistakes, there's not much of this stuff left. I have another roll of some that's very close in color, but it's different. So anyway, guys, I'm going to sit here and make sure this thing starts out, and then I'm going to bed. I don't think there's anything else I can really get done out here. I'd be asleep right now probably, but it's just too hot. So anyway, we'll catch you later.